Hey, family. This is Che Willis coming back with another episode of Wealth is a Journey podcast. Guys, this is episode 115. 115 weeks of consistency, 115 weeks of getting it done. We out here moving, man. I just want to say thank you to all the people who have taken this journey with me, all the information that you've given me or feedback that you've given me about how I can enhance the podcast, making it better, giving out better information, and just enhancing the experience for the listeners and watchers. If you are a first time listener, watcher, subscriber to this podcast, thank you so much for joining us. On this podcast, we talk about faith, family, and finances, among other things. And if you are a return listener, watcher, subscriber, thank you so much for joining us again. Hopefully, we are adding value to your lives on the way to the M's, because as always, we are on the way to the M's. So, guys, last time we were here, we talked about common mistakes that people make on their wealth building journey. And today we are going to kind of continue on that, but we're going to dive a little bit deeper into some things. As we get started, I would like to uh, just talk about the feeling that I had this week and just thinking about childhood and thinking about, things as I was growing up and just different challenges that I had, things that I didn't like, things that I did like, and I was just overcome with gratitude to God because I believe that he's been talking to me along the way on my journey. And even when I didn't have much or abundance, whatever the case may be, I believe that he's been guiding me along the way. And I just think to myself, like, yo, what if I didn't listen? Because don't get it mistaken. There are times that he says something to me on the inside and I don't listen and I lose as a result of it. We talked about that a couple podcasts ago. But for the majority of the time that he says to do something or to pull back from doing certain things, and I do, I win as a result of it. And I just thought to myself, like, yo, what if I didn't listen more than I did? And I got a little teary eyed because I think back to, different friends and family members who passed away prematurely. And I feel like if I didn't listen to what I heard, then maybe it would have caused me to suffer loss or pass away prematurely. So I'm just so thankful and grateful. I just wanted to make sure I said that because it was heavy on my heart this week. And I'm just so grateful. So thinking back to when I was a child, and you guys can probably relate to this. If you grew up and you didn't have much, or even if you did have something, as far as finances go, you used to see a nice car drive past, and you'd be like, "Oh, that's my car. That's my car." And you and your friends be like, "Nah, that's my car." You know what I'm saying? And uh, I remember that, and what that did, it gave myself and my friends a burning desire to have nice things, even though we financially we didn't necessarily have it as kids, right? And so I believe that in order for you to get somewhere financially or have or attain or achieve certain things, you have to have a burning desire for those things. It works the same way in wealth building. It works the same way in, getting a job or just achieving certain things in life, right? So, in that same lane, I remember when I was coming out of college, starting to make money. And my first burning desire was to purchase a home. When I first came out of school, I was making $28,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? I was swimming in money like Scrooge McDuck. I was out here moving and shaking. Not really. But the thing about it was is that I as my income grew, so did my taste and desire for the finer things in life. So let's say I went from making $28,000 a year to $32,000 a year. And anybody who knows me remembers that my first like luxury car, in my opinion, was an X-Type Jaguar. And this was back in 2003, 2004, something like that. And I'm like, yo, this is nice. And then as my taste changed a little bit more because my income grew because I was getting promoted, then it was going to nice restaurants. So I would go from eating at Red Lobster, and no shade to Red Lobster. I would go from eating Red Lobster to then eating at, say, Ruth Chris, and then moving on to Steak 48s and things of that nature. And all the while, I'm in this now. Okay, so when you start achieving and start attaining nice things, you want to maintain this lifestyle, and you want to maintain this image of wealth, even though you may not really have it. And at the time, I really didn't have it. So with that, my taste for cars changed, my taste for food changed, and now I'm moving on to luxury items, buying nice things, buying Gucci sneakers. I mentioned on this podcast before I was wilding. I bought a pair of Gucci rain boots, which, as a grown man, you're wearing rain boots. That's disgusting behavior, in my opinion, for me. And I was doing those things, and I had an image of wealth. However, my bank account didn't necessarily reflect that. I was trying to achieve, things with the house. I did end up buying a house 2 years out of college. That was my first adult purchase. And so, as I'm getting older and as I'm starting to understand how wealth building works, because my burning desire as I got a little older was to not to look wealthy, but now to actually be wealthy. And how do I do that? I believe that in order to be wealthy, you need to do what wealthy people do. And what do wealthy people do? I'm glad you asked. Wealthy people buy assets, and they buy them in abundance. And it may not start out that way, but if you start, then you'll start finding money in different places, hopefully in your budget, and you'll start buying assets as opposed to buying the luxury items in abundance. And I'm not saying not to buy the luxury items, but it's better, in my opinion, to appear. I mean, I'm sorry, it's better, in my opinion, to actually be wealthy than to appear wealthy. And as I was coming up, I got caught into the pattern, in the loop of appearing wealthy, buying all these nice luxury items. I had more money in my closet than I did in my bank account, which is bad behavior as well. And but the thing about it is I understand, if you're going through this now, I understand what you're going through, because if I never shook free of appearing a way and actually being that way that I was trying to appear, then I would still be doing the same thing. So what happened was I was able to shake free of that, and actually start shifting my monies to buying those luxury items in abundance. So I would buy them every once in a while. I'll go to those nice dinners every once in a while, and not as much as I was, because like every birthday, um uh every every nice like holiday or whatever the case may be, if somebody had a birthday, like, yo, we going to Roof Chris, on me, let's go, we out. um Family members and so forth and so on. Nice luxury items. I was going to King of Prussia Mall. I was going to go buy different things as soon as I had the money for it. And what I did was is I started shifting my focus from my that burning desire to look wealthy to now actually putting those monies into assets. And the first eye opener for me was when I bought my first house. I bought my first house for, I believe it was $67,000 in Chester, Pennsylvania. This was a primary residence. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Bought my first house, primary residence. 3 years later, sold the house for $95,000. So I'm like, yo, if I can continue to do this, if I can buy a rental property and not to sell it, but to hold on to it, then it's going to appreciate in value and I'll still be renting the properties out. So that was like my first taste of what could really happen if I shifted my focus. So I ended up shifting my focus and now I'm on a path to actually build wealth, to be a multimillionaire. That's my desire. And not just to hold on to the money and just to have it, but now to show other people, hey, this is possible for you. I grew up not having abundance, but now I'm changing things for my family because I have a burning desire. So, what is your burning desire? Is your burning desire to have or to look a certain way? Or is your burning desire to provide different opportunities financially for your family and then to show other people how to, not other people, just people in your family, because that might not be everybody's thing. What I'm trying to do is to educate people outside of my home on how to become financially free. But what is your burning desire? And whatever your burning desire is, that's where your actions need to go. But before we get there, if you're in that pattern and that loop where I was, you know, taking people out, buying nice luxury items, I'm not saying that you can't do that, but maybe you put it in your budget. Maybe instead of buying all of the Louis Vuitton and all the Gucci, maybe you buy half of it and then put the other half of the money that you were going to spend on those things into assets, because what's going to happen is those assets that you buy, stocks, real estate, businesses, are going to eventually appreciate in value. And it's going to appreciate to the point where if you want to take some of the income from those assets to buy the nice things, you can, but set it up that way. Because what's happening is you, if you are in the mindset of I'm going to live my best life, I'm going to buy these luxury items and things of that nature, that's fine. But here's the warning. The warning is that you will continue to be in this pattern. You will continue to be in this loop of I'm going to show people how nice I'm living when you're really not. And you are one disaster away from being broke, meaning that if your car breaks down or if you have a pipe burst in your house and then you got to pay that $1,000 deductible or $500 deductible, and you don't have $500 in your bank account because you are too busy trying to look away. What's going on, family? This is Che Wills from Wealth is a Journey. Did you know that we're fighting a common enemy every day? Yes, this enemy is called poverty. Many of us do not tell our money where to go every month, and it causes stress, anxiety, and uncertainty about how we're going to defeat this enemy. Here's the good news. You do not have to fight this enemy alone. If you are serious about taking your finances to the next level and reducing that anxiety and stress, go to Wealth is a Journey. We have free resources, we have one-on-one coaching, and we have a community of people that are fighting this enemy together. So if you are serious, go to my website, wealthisajourney.com, and we can fight this enemy together. Let's go. And it happens all the time. I talk to people pretty often about, what they're doing with their money. And these people are making really good money. But it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. So if you're making $200,000 a year and you're spending 195, then you're broke, unfortunately. However, the good news is you can turn things around. But my point is that if you're doing that and you don't have the emergency fund and you don't have the certain monies put away, so if something does come up, then you can turn things around. I have free information on my website. I have free things, free tools, free tutorials on my website for you to be able to shake free of that mindset. You're watching this podcast, then you're getting all the tools and the nuggets to shake free of that. But wherever your burning desire is, that's where your actions need to go. Because keeping up with the Joneses and keeping up with the people who appear to be rich, I'm here to tell you that probably more than half of those people are broke because wealthy people buy assets. And if you see these people on social media or if you see these people out in the street and they're always partying, they're always uh, going to the mall, they're always buying things, they're always doing these things, then 9 times out of 10, they do not have what you think they have. And credit cards give us a false sense of hope, a false sense of reality, a false sense of we got it. And a lot of the Joneses are using credit cards. And you may have the hope or the thought that, hey, I'll swipe the credit card, I'll pay it back later, and then later never comes. You're paying the minimum payments on these credit cards, and they're keeping you broke. So again, not throwing shots, not throwing, shade or anything like that. But if we want different, we have to do different things, which is the reason why I push the budget so hard because the budget is going to show you, it's going to give you a bird's eye view of what you have coming in, what bills you have, and what you have left over. We can reduce those expenses so we can have more money to do the things that we like to do and the things that we need to do. The things that we like to do is appear, you know, like we have it. That's fine. That's a nice thing to have. But we also need to put things away for ourselves because think about when you were 21. And like me, I'm 45 now, but I was just 21 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? The time goes so fast. And we think that we think we have a lot of time. I can't tell you the amount of family members, the amount of friends who've passed away who thought that they had more time than they did, or not even just passed away. They retired, but now they have to keep working because they didn't necessarily put themselves in the right um, situation to be able to retire comfortably. So if you're not retirement age or you're, 45 or you're younger, you have time, but you got to start now because you will be 60 before you know it. I promise you. And if you keep bopping along, just living life and not living a purposeful regarding your finances life, then you will be working for the foreseeable future. I promise you that. So we got to get our financial um acumen. I killed that in order because again, like I talk about all the time on this podcast, we have people coming behind us and we need to show them as well as ourselves that or how to handle money. And if we're keeping up with the Joneses, if we're keeping up with those people that we see on Instagram, um, and we're in that pattern and that loop like I was back when I first started working, then it's the outcome for us is not good. So the good news is for you is that you do have time, but the bad news is that you don't have a lot of time. So we got to get to it. We got to get going. And you're not going to do it all at once. So I'm here to tell you that as well. So we didn't have my wife and I, we weren't able to pay our house off and buy cars and pay for things cash. We weren't able to do that all at once. It was steps that we took to get there by reducing our expenses so then we can have more money to buy the things that we want to buy and not owe anybody anything. So I'm here to tell you that I'm not the smartest guy in the room. I'm not the smartest guy that you or I know. But at the same time, we have to put things in place. So I'm saying all that to say that if I can do it, you can do it as well. But it's all about that burning desire. It's all about not keeping up with the Joneses. Because again, the Joneses, a lot of them are broke. So this is more of an encouraging message to let you know that I've been where a lot of you are, but the difference is I was able to shake free of that by having a burning desire and shifting that desire from the luxury items all the time, the abundance of luxury items, to now the abundance of having assets. So when I'm ready to step away from work, when I'm ready to step away and retire, I'll be able to do so comfortably and early. Because who said that you have to retire at 65 years old? Like, where did that come from? Because you don't. You retire as soon as you're ready to retire, as soon as you set it up that way. You have money in the bank, you have assets working, you have your emergency fund, you have your expenses lowered. You can do it. So that's the episode. Um, I just wanted to say that keeping up with the Joneses is not a good idea. If that's you, stop it because your kids are watching you. And if luxury items is your thing, that's fine, but buy them when you have the money to buy them. Don't be swiping credit cards because it will keep you broke. You're making the bank rich and not yourself. So that's all I got for y'all today, man. Hopefully, this was an encouraging word for you. Hopefully, this will get you started on your financial journey. Again, I have free information, free tools on my website to get you started, to get you jump started on your financial journey. So let's get to it, man. We have time, but we don't have a lot of time. All right. Wealth is a journey. We will see you next week. Peace.